I was just going to say, you join in to check it looks okay.
Can do.
And then...
Hello. Good afternoon. Good evening.
I feel like it looks weird.
I feel like it's working. It's bigger though, it's nice, huh? Don't know if anyone's joined.
Oh, when we're notifying viewers that you're live.
Okay.
Should we start talking then?
Yeah, go on.
Okay. Hello everyone.
Hello, you're joining. Afternoon. We're trialling something a bit new, so if we look a bit
If you look
spaced
strange,
out, we're
it's because we're on an iPad instead of a phone.
seeing if it works. Good afternoon to those that are joining. Oh, sugar, shut up. Revel from last time.
For those joining, in case you don't know, we're a marketing agency based in Warrington in England called Morgan Brandon, specialising in TikTok, social media, websites, branding, graphic design, photography, marketing, anything.
You're right, it's like high. Looks alright.
You're not in it.
Just like on top. Yeah?
Yeah.
Looks okay. So yeah, we're trialling it on an iPad this afternoon, so seeing how that goes. I'm just going to do a bit of posting on other platforms so that we can get some people involved. How's everyone doing? We're back to a lunchtime slot, 12 o'clock. Thanks to who joined us at 5 o'clock for that different vibe the other day. It's quite good. It
was good.
Got to nice. Kind of 20 odd people watching.
Yeah.
So we're just trialling different things at different times at the minute to see what time works best. Did you send an email? Or are you going to just?
No, I think I've been spamming the emails a little.
Fair enough. So yeah, we're a marketing agency who specialise in many different bits of marketing, but really at the minute on TikTok. So if you're looking for some TikTok support for your business, then dive in, join, ask any questions that you've been struggling with, and we will hopefully get through to answering questions. Today, we're probably till, I'm looking at a watch, and I don't have a watch on my wrist, is 1:45.
Yeah, we'll be on till about 12:45. We've got our first TikTok masterclass at 1 o'clock. So we've got to be off, ready for then to set up.
Yeah, and we're nearly set up, like all around us. We've kind of just dumped the TikTok live in the middle.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's exciting. Let's try this. What do you reckon of this? Oh, it's not plugged into anything, is it?
No. So if anyone's got any questions, business related, small business, TikTok, ask away in the comments and we will answer them. Oh, that's better.
Is that bad?
I don't actually know if it changed anything, but yeah. Yeah.
Oh, a bit. Gives you a glimmer.
So,
we've got the ring light back as well.
I broke the ring light.
If any of those were with us on Tuesday, we might have looked a little bit dark, but this week we're back in the light. But say we've gone for the iPad vibe. So I don't know if any of you other businesses are doing many lives at the minute and how you're doing it, but we've gone for the iPad, and I think so far, because I can read that a lot better, that this might be the new way of going from it. So hi Earthlings, yes, we've got hi Earthlings, and then are you from the UK? So,
yes, we're from the UK, based in Warrington.
Where's Warrington?
Warrington.
In between Manchester and Liverpool, that's like the vibe.
Yeah.
So if you say, like when you're on holiday, you go from McGull, you don't say that first, you go from near Liverpool. And then somebody goes,
from Liverpool.
Where? And then you go, so if I'm on holiday, I go...
Northwest.
Yeah, there you go. Say water. Water.
Water?
Anna's like half Scouse, like sometimes you go real Scouse in the office and then sometimes you're not. I wish you luck and happiness. Cheers, James. It's very nice.
That's lovely. You too. Back at you.
Happy days. So yeah, we're here to discuss small business and marketing in general. We often drift into websites, looking at people's websites and giving some advice on how they can do the websites better. But a chunk of the questions are around TikTok.
I haven't started yet, but how can you start the best? Uploading one time a day or more?
There we go, good question.
Yeah, so I would suggest when you're first starting your account to try and post at least, just to be consistent with it. So if you can only post 3 times a week, do that, but be consistent with it. If you can post once a day, that's great. Obviously, the more that you're putting the content out there, the faster you'll be able to kind of reach that brand awareness and start making some growth on the platform. So I would definitely try and get a lot of videos up, make them consistent, make them relevant to a certain niche. But just make sure that the videos are good quality instead of, posting loads of times every day for the sake of it. Just keeping like a decent quality. Obviously, the more you post, the more you'll learn. I was just
slow down. What? Oh, I haven't started yet. You've not finished. Are you finished? Were you jumping on to the next question?
No, I thought that the same person said something, but it was the same thing.
God, yeah. We discussed this a bit on Tuesday, and I was listening, but trying to just share across this TikTok to other platforms. So if I put my head in my phone, that's what I'm doing. I'm not just being completely ignorant. So there was somebody who asked us on Tuesday, quality or quantity, and like how to get started. And we kind of said, you have to get into it and do some quantity. So I worry a bit of your question there is you're worrying about starting because you're worrying that the content isn't going to be good enough when you start. But until you start, the content won't get any better. So I would say dive in, start.
Yeah, just start posting.
Do it regularly.
Film one now, post it. Maybe not now.
You can always spin off. We've only had one instance of somebody that had like started posting and was getting like nothing, and they were like they'd done like 20 videos, and they had like no views. Now normally we see within one account at least one video will get like 600-700 views, and it's almost like TikTok trying to work it out. But they had like 8 views, 6 views, 5 views, and we were like
just not hitting the few.
And the videos weren't all like they weren't awful. They weren't great, but they weren't awful. So we were like, bin the account, start again, take your best videos, start them on a new account, and it did really work. So get in there, start some TikToks, get going, and then see. And if you really get nothing, then
start again.
You can start again. I upload 2 to 3 times a day was the question. Just a bit above. I still need my phone. Mostly gaming content. The mighty moist. So gaming content. Northwest. You said Northwest. So I upload 2 to 3 times a day. Mostly gaming content. Good. How's it going? Let us know how it's going. It's going well. We would say as well, like keep trying different things. So 2 or 3 times today is great. We're kind of at a similar level, and we do see a correlation a bit. We don't say to people you have to post 3 times a day, but in general, the more you post, the quicker you'll grow. So there is that balance act. I'm getting a lot of messages, and I ain't a clue what to reply back with about sponsors and brand deals. Okay, so Adescape. We don't know what you do. Obviously, I'll have a nosy on my phone in a second, but we have the same and have a bit of discussion, even now on our page, getting offered things. But we kind of know what the point of our page is to help small businesses. So if it doesn't fit within that, then we don't tend to do it. So we are getting, offered, can you post about my app and I'll give you $200 or $100 or whatever. And we've kind of gone, well, we'll look at your app, and if we think it's good enough, we'll just talk about it regardless of whether you pay us or not. And you'll notice from our page, we don't do a lot of it because they don't always fit with what... Anna does posts that says like top 5 Shopify apps, and they're just ones that we believe in. And, we're not getting paid to say that. So I think keep it authentic, keep it genuine, because you can tell if people are starting to post about stuff that...
it's just best to
we've kind of said it, innit? If I was sat here now holding this kind of Diet Pepsi because they paid us to post, you'd probably be like, what's the point? But if I'm just sat here drinking a Diet Pepsi, then it's different. But we've been talking about this with our clients a lot recently. There's a lot of marketing stuff now and influencer stuff has gone to a little bit being like, here's my product.
Yeah, and it's just not effective.
Just what does that mean? Whereas if I do something and I've got a Diet Pepsi in my hand, and I'm actually drinking it during this live,
showing the products in use, showing how it's actually going to help someone. Not that Pepsi massively helps, but it does help you.
Rehydrates me.
It rehydrates.
So keep it authentic. I would say the minute you start moving to that and it's not authentic, the minute you'll start disengaging your audience. So the longer you can do it and keep it genuine, the better.
Yeah.
Thank you for those of you that are following us, that aren't following us, joining for the first time. Hashtags are hit and miss for me. They ask on my fees, but I ain't sure what to charge. Amy, one sec. We'll answer the hashtag question and then I'll come back to you because I'll have a little nosy on your page and what you're doing and try and have some discussion. So if you can, thank you to those of all that have already bashed all the like buttons for us. So keep bashing the likes.
Yeah.
And share this with any friends you've got or any business owners. If you've got some WhatsApp groups with business owners on, we would love you to share. So it was a hashtag question, which is Anna's favourite topic. So
I love a good hashtag.
So My Rainbow Empire, hashtags are hit and miss for me. My Rainbow Empire, if you put while Anna's bath, shower, etc., she answered my question, or I assume it's a she, answered my question before I even asked the question there of what a target or like what products she said. Bath, shower, etc. So
yeah, so I think the main thing to consider when you're thinking about hashtags is that you're not using them with the intention for it to make your video go viral or to get the views up on a video. Hashtags aren't used for growth as such. They're used to tailor your content to the right people. So if you're using hashtags that there's like 4 main hashtags that I'd recommend using. If you've got a physical store, using location-based hashtags to show where you are. If you're an e-commerce brand, which you probably will be, might be, you can use hashtags that show TikTok who your target market are. You can show TikTok hashtags that show who you are as a business, and then also using hashtags that represent what your products are, what your niche is about. Using a mix between highly saturated hashtags like hashtag bath bomb, hashtag shower. I wonder let us know what products you actually sell. So you could use like generic hashtags like, bath bomb, and then you could use like less saturated hashtags to try and get your brand appearing on them hashtags at the very top of the pages.
Shall we invite Revel to go live? I've been watching his content, it's really good. Do you know he was on our thing last time?
Yeah.
So if Revel's
we're going to get Revel on.
See if he'll come in. See if Revel does like TikTok ads and more ads content, but I've been watching his content, it's great. He's just asked us to invite Revel to go live, so we'll see how that goes. I've got Adescape up also, who's got a page of building content. He's got 200k followers, loads of likes, so I can see why you're asking that question, because you're starting to get asked. So if you've built this page to kind of monetize it, like it's coming with a plan. Oh, it looks like Revel's coming in. 3, 2, 1, it says. We've never done this before, so let's see how this goes. Is he coming?
Hello, friends.
Is he on?
Hi, Revel.
Hello, friends. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Yeah, I can hear you just. Let's just turn up our iPad.
Oh, where's my Do you want to invite me again, and I'll turn my video on, because I have to turn it on when I go to accept your invite. Give me a sec, and then invite me again.
Okay. So we disconnected Revel. We'll get. Yeah, he's going to come back in. He just had some.
Yeah, with the hashtags as well. If you do want a personalised hashtag list, we are offering those as like a service now. If you go onto our bio and click TikTok Masterclass, it's on that website, so we can give you a completely personalised hashtag list specific to your business.
So, Adi, I'm just looking at your page. I don't know if you're still with us, but building content, loads of good views. Obviously, I'll try them again.
User doesn't exist.
He might have clicked off and clicked back on. Invite him. It looks like Revel's coming back in. We'll see if we can see him. Oh, hello, Revel.
Hi, good evening, my friends. How are we?
Yeah, very good. Revel's over in Australia.
How is the sunny UK?
I tell you what, you must be a good luck charm, because since I've started talking to you, it's just been sunny the whole time. You'll see from my
really?
pasty white. This is a golfer's stand, so you can see.
I can see. It's been nothing but rain here in Australia, man. We're at least on the side of Australia that I am. But, my lawn's growing, my grass is growing, and so that's a good thing.
See, all the grass is burning here because it's so hot. You wouldn't believe. So we're due some storms today, so we'll see if that happens. But our storms are nothing like your storms. So
yeah.
So
how's the road to 40k going?
Say that again. Sorry.
How's the road to 40k followers going?
50k, Revel. Don't.
Yeah,
50k. Sorry, excuse me. I was setting the bar too
low. Go on. It's been back. I've seen from the analytics we're back going in the right direction. Yeah. It's hard to say because Anna's like come full time with us as well now, so everything's like we're doing more lives, we're doing more videos, we're promoting across the other platforms, so we're growing faster. But is it because she's doing any doing more? Who knows?
Yeah, I'm going to have a little revamp of our strategy next week. Well, I've got some free time.
Yeah. I was about to I nearly commented on your most recent post, and you were saying something like things marketing gurus say when they lie, and your first dance was like a robot, and then something came across the top, and I was thinking to myself, I'm like, bro, that's like my textbook dance move every time I go out. Like, it's like, am I getting my dance moves blocked here for a second or what? No, it was good though. It was good.
Yeah, the robot is my dance move. That's like the thing I do. The robot, and then we go into a little. That's what I do. It's my favourite.
Okay, yeah. That's validated. Your robots are much better than mine. Yours seems a lot more thought through.
Where were you up to, Revel? I think you're on about 18, 19, were you?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's going good, man. Like at the end of the day, I've a lot of my content's actually come from answering questions as video replies, which is so fantastic. Like, and you get a bit of an insight into what sort of questions people are asking, and then obviously make some more content around that. So it's been good. Yeah, it's good fun.
We did a bit more of that at the start, didn't we? And then we kind of drifted. I think that would be good for us.
Yeah, I think while I was part-time, obviously I'd not have as much time as I do now to actually film the replies. So I'd think, I need to like film a video reply, and by the time I'd come around the next week to film the content.
Yeah. So no, I think definitely we're trying to jump in a bit. Like, obviously I jump in these lives, but don't tend to jump in the actual feed as much. So we were discussing that as well. Just like, what the issue is when it's my face, we get no views, and when it's Anna's face, we get views. So
that's not necessarily true.
It's true. So you do what gets you the views. You live with it. We've got hello, how are you? Kangaroo 59. They must be coming in because of you. Hello, how are you?
Surely. Rosie Ann Holmes. What part of Australia are you from, my friend? And if you're not from Australia, how deceiving.
So what have you been doing today? What have you been working on today, Revel?
Today has been really a day of calls, really. Usually at midday every Thursday I have a group call with some other members and whatnot, which is good, just to catch up and see how they're traveling, mostly with the paid ad side of things, which is good fun. And actually, excuse me, one of the most interesting updates I saw is an article that was published on The Verge that somehow they'd gotten a hold of a leaked memo from a Facebook executive saying that the Facebook algorithm is looking to be more like TikTok in the way that it shows more heavily recommended videos as opposed to what your friends are posting, which excites the shit out of me because, I haven't seen that any sort of organic growth since about 2017 to 2018, if that. So I'm hoping... Sorry, say again?
Back then, though, the feed was more like that. It's only, in my opinion, once they've started messing around with the algorithm a little bit, in my opinion, to make it... I feel like with Facebook, they've pandered to what the users have said they want, which is, I don't want to see business content, I don't want to see ads, I don't want to see this, I want to see my family, which when we see from TikTok is rubbish, really. We don't want to necessarily see our friends' content. We want to see stuff that's entertaining us and stuff that we're interested in, because we're not always... Like, my mum 6 times a day. I don't want to see what she's doing. Like, I want to see stuff that's of interest to me, not my mum posting random stuff on Facebook. But I do think Facebook helps a lot with that.
I hope so, man. Like, it's I am really enjoying all of this kind of big corporate competition going on, because I think it's forced at least Facebook and possibly Instagram under the same umbrella to kind of return to the drawing board and more or less perhaps bend to what users actually want as opposed to what's going to generate revenue for stakeholders, which I think is always going to be a good thing. So I am looking forward to it. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't say that. Like, I have been having quite a bit of success with organic reach from posting some of my TikToks, if they're under 30 seconds, to Facebook Reels on my business Facebook page. And I've achieved more organic reach in those Facebook Reels over the past 2 to 3 months, and I think I've achieved in the whole of 2021. Like, no lies. Like, maybe because it's just a new feature, most likely. But the organic reach on those Facebook Reels, just reposting from TikTok or whatever, if it's under 30 seconds, has been really good. I think I'm just waiting for them to release an update like they released for Instagram Reels to go from 60 seconds to 90 seconds to probably bring up the Facebook Reels from 30 seconds to 60 seconds so I can get more content in there and just repurpose a whole bunch of stuff that we've already got. But I'll be really happy with that. I have noticed that some of the Facebook groups that I'm a part of have really utilized those Reels to just hit those Facebook groups, especially if they're nurturing Facebook groups, at least once a day or a couple of times a week. And I see every single one of those posts. So, yeah, I'm assuming we're sort of riding a wave here until, they get some kind of feedback to say, oh, no one wants to see Reels like 50 times a day and that gets sort of unranked or something. Yeah.
If they find a way of making the Facebook feed good again, in that you get that mix of your group content, your feed content, and suggested content, then I think it can work. But I just think they don't know. And you were talking about competition, because obviously once Facebook bought Instagram, there was no competition. Do you know Snapchat a little bit? Snapchat for me, about we looked at it, but there was not. We did some ads and played around, but there was no real.
Me too, yeah.
A couple of businesses, a couple of businesses in the UK, I thought hit it off. One, well, you'll know, but like Paddy Power had their own page that they were doing good stuff on. But Paddy Power in general, I think, are pretty. They know what they're doing with their marketing, and they had a good Snapchat that appealed to the right audience, all that kind of stuff. But in general, didn't really happen. So then, before TikTok or Facebook I don't think, had a need for competition, and now that competition's back with TikTok. They'll be seeing that revenue, people trying TikTok ads, and they'll be going, oh pants, like, we need to do something here.
Absolutely. And imagine if it was like your bigger brands like your Nikes and everything else, and your Adidas, where I'm assuming majority of their media buyers and marketing department is, hey, I want you to spend 20 million this month and get this many impressions. You can do that on TikTok for half the cost, maybe 3 to 4 times cheaper than Facebook. Like, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? If that's all that if that's all the objective was. But obviously for small business owners, it's more about the cost per acquisition and all of that kind of good stuff. But even then, it's just really hard to say no to a platform. And I say this very zoomed out because I love Facebook. Facebook and Instagram have been really good to me over the years. But, it's hard to say no to a platform that so far seems like I can get in front of the same people and get a very, very similar result, if not a great deal cheaper. And so I do feel like we're kind of riding a wave of, okay, well, how long is this going to last before more people get onto it, or perhaps – hopefully not, but, TikTok turns up the dial as to how much it's going to cost to show the ad to 1,000 people. As I'm assuming Facebook's kind of turned up the dial over the past 5 or 6 years. So, yeah, I think just kind of riding a wave while it's here. Yeah, it's what it feels like anyway.
I also, you were talking, and I imagine Facebook will be seeing this on a higher level, but for bigger businesses, they took a long time to move marketing budget to social. Obviously, early days of Facebook ads, early days of Facebook's small business was there, moving quicker, running ads, and big business, takes a while for the cogs to turn and move. And this is why we talk TikTok with all businesses at the minute. It's because the bigger businesses that we're dealing with, still the cogs turn slowly to go, we're not quite sure on TikTok yet. We're not quite sure on TikTok yet. And I'm sure once they get there, things will change, but I do think that's going to be quicker than maybe the move to Facebook ads originally. So as you said, that $20 million, they're going to go, okay, let's just run $1 million on TikTok and see what happens. Whereas maybe 5 years ago, harder for them to run £1 million on Facebook because they're going, well, what's the return? What's the audience size going to be?
Yeah.
So I think some of that will move quicker. TikTok, they'll give it a go a lot quicker than it took them to give Facebook ads. Be my guess.
Yeah.
That's why we say to small business, get on TikTok now because, or come up with a plan because it isn't going to stay like this forever. These platforms always get harder and harder. Some people say to us already, am I too late? Well, you're never too late. You can start on Facebook now and still do well. You're never late, but the earlier the better.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I just remember the glory days of, because my first business was a fitness business back in 2012. When I started to muck around on Facebook ads and then Instagram popped up, albeit that's when it was really all about photos and images and that's it. So, we get a couple of nice photos in the gym with clients and whatnot. And we'd post like 30 hashtags in a photo. Guaranteed we'll get 700 likes. Guaranteed, minimum. And then, as you know, over the years, like you use the same hashtags and you'd be lucky to get 30. You know what I mean? So I definitely think like it's one of those things. I'm not saying anything that I think most business owners don't already know. But the earlier you can get into sort of these things and at least just start to get a feel for how it works and get your head around, the content and the style and even some of the stuff that you guys post, which I think is fantastic tips and strategies. You can at least just have a presence. I started very aggressive on TikTok where I was like, okay, let's follow Gary Vee's advice. And I am a fan of Gary Vee for his trend calling mostly. And we're like 3 to 4 TikToks a day and all that kind of stuff. And that's great. And then slowly but surely, I started to realize that if a business owner that I wanted to help out mostly with the ad side of things did not have the system to produce that level of content, and maybe they didn't have the budget to outsource that, then, it was kind of just, okay, well, let's settle for what you can do, which might just be one a day or a couple of times a week, because that is actually just better than nothing. And you might get lucky and something pops off and you get worldwide recognition or something like that. But yeah, definitely just being present as opposed to sitting back and, falling into analysis paralysis, and it's something to avoid, I reckon.
We discussed this a bit on Tuesday. It would have been too late for you because it was 5 o'clock our time, so it's probably about 3 a.m. for you, your time.
What time is it there?
On Tuesday. 12:30 in the afternoon.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. 7:30 here. Yeah, that's bang on.
Yeah, 7 hours ahead. So our 5 o'clock would be your midnight or midnight. So we discussed that some of our Anna does like strategy calls with clients and planning and coaching and stuff like that. And obviously Anna, with all her energy, comes in because we can do all these TikToks, as you said, you hit it, go 4 TikToks a day, do it, like comes in with all these ideas. And you've definitely seen that, a bit of paralysis from our clients where you've gone, they're not quite ready they want to do it, but not quite ready. So sometimes reining in that advice to go, why not do 3 a week?
Yeah.
And if they then get to 3 a week, they then can get 5 a week.
Yeah, that's what we've been doing recently. Instead of starting with like the 5 weekly ideas, we've gone in with 3
or 20 video ideas that we were doing at the start.
Yeah.
You just end up doing nothing. Yeah, Weasel in the Bug.
It's hard too. Yeah. Absolutely. Like so even with Weasel and the Bug here. Sorry, I haven't got a name. Award-winning toy shop. I'll have to have a look at that later. But it's the general overwhelm of it. You think, generally speaking, like we're pretty hardwired to be lazy. So to ask someone then to kind of like 4x their output on a daily basis of content, or that might even be 20x, depending if someone's even actually done content before. Like that is a real big ask. That would be like saying to me, hey, Rev, I want you to take 3 months off the gym, and then day 1, I want you to train every body part 10 times harder than you've ever trained it. I'd be like, no thanks, man. Like I'll pass.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I think this style of content, like any other platform that we've had, it is difficult. Like you said, like you were doing some content yesterday, and I could tell you weren't like vibing, jumping. Or was it Tuesday? And you were like, You did do it, not for us.
In the office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've discussed this on some of your things, that some days you just don't feel like it. So Anna will talk about batch creation and having loads of drafts ready to go, because on them days when you can't be bothered, you do have something to do. But on them days when you're not in that vibe
I think it's so hard to make yourself in the mood to film a TikTok. Like, if you're not in the mood, like I'm always in the mood. Like 90% of the time, I'll film a TikTok, but on that 10%, if you don't want to, you don't want to. So that's
absolutely
definitely like.
I think it's funny you mentioned that. Like my kind of like little what is it? What I'm really just not feeling like, to be honest, like I don't think a lot of my organic TikTok posts are terribly well thought through, if I'm being honest. It's like, this is a question I get asked most of. I'm going to make a TikTok about it. That, like, today's one was about the whole Facebook algorithm news that I came across. I was like, shit, yeah, I'll make a TikTok about that. Whereas I know your guys is a hell of a lot more sort of planned through. My sort of fallback has always just been those video replies. And I'm so grateful that I get a lot of these questions coming through, because I'm like, oh fuck yes, content that I don't really have to think about. I just have to hit video reply and start delivering to the camera, and that's really easy. And I have found that one of the little bootstrap ways that we've sort of looked towards with a couple of our clients, more service-based clients, if I'm honest, has been to actually run an ad with a talking head video content piece saying, hey, I want to know what your questions are around marketing your business or blah, 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 whatever problem they solve. And they get a whole bunch of questions, and they just video reply to 30 questions, and we've got 3 content ideas. So that's been a little cool hacky way to try and get some content real quick.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, it's good. It's so good. Like, it's just you don't even have to think. And I find on top of the content, don't get me wrong, the volume of content you can punch out, you get such an awesome insight into kind of like the surface level where our customers are and what they're thinking about and the language and terminology they're using. Like back in the day, for some of our e-commerce clients, we used to go and look at all their competitors' reviews on Amazon and go and see what terminology they were using to describe positive and negative reviews. And then we take that and use that in our copywriting. I feel like that this feels like kind of a similar kind of strategy, but it's great because as long as you've got an ad running, you've almost always got content ideas pouring in. Yeah.
Good chat, kids, because we're still.
No, Revel, you have made me kind of want to run an ad. I'm not gonna lie.
So
look, you know what? Again, if I didn't have to run, here's the thing. I don't have to run ads, but then I have to really commit to organic, and I'm not ready to do that. So, like, I'm just not ready to do it. And so for that reason, like, I am and that's where it's come from. My background of always just running ads anyway. So that's just something I know. Like, I can have a campaign up and running in 5 minutes as long as I've got the video and now it's going. Whereas the organic, there's a lot more brain power and creativity required without a doubt. And my hat off to anyone, yourself, Anna, who can draw upon that strength. But yeah, that's just like, I know my strength's over here with like clicking buttons and setting up campaigns and that kind of stuff. Whereas the creativity, if I'm being honest, is with Christine, is my creative director, and I'm kind of like, Christine, my brain's not working today. Can you help me script out this video? And that's where she comes in. Yeah.
Super. Well, we're gonna wrap up probably now because we've got our first masterclass starting in 15 minutes. So
excellent, guys. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Paid courses. And again, we're still working out exactly what our offering is across the board. Historically it would be retainer off big client, do jobs for them. But with our TikTok audience, we know that a lot of the audience is quite small businesses, or they're just starting or whatever. So we're trying to dabble around in how we can, give value and still pay the bills, kind of thing. So we're just trying to work out what that is. And I think for us, obviously, a lot of guys, like in your shoes, I guess, like it's your brand. We're doing it through our account, which Anna is an employee of. So it's just trying to work out how is the best way to go about that without, feeling like you're always asking for money and stuff where, some of the guys can't. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes, see what feedback we get today. It's gone down. I've said to Anna, the stuff over the last year has meant that we can do this now. If we'd have tried to do this a year ago, we would have tried to sell a ticket and sold nothing. We would have had to do a free webinar, a free thing to get people in to then sell at the end. But I'm always a bit frustrated with them free. Obviously they have a time and a place, but I just think that if we have to do a free thing where you really know there's a sales pitch coming at the end, you're a bit, in trepidation of that sales pitch. So we've just tried to, give all our free stuff on lives and on our email list, and then we're just going to charge for most other things. Is the plan at the minute. We'll see how that goes.
Oh man, I think it'd be a smash out of the park. Like, just given the sort of level of education and value you give away for free, mind you. I think everyone's just going to look at that and be like, "Yo, fuck it, take my money."
You'll see. If we can get this is Anna's lovely, well prepared PowerPoint presentation that she's.
Excellent, nice work. I mean, I need an Anna over here in Australia. I tell you what, like the creative juices just don't flow some days. I'm just kind of like, you know what? Let's fucking duplicate this campaign and run this campaign again because nothing's coming. So, but that looks good. Well, I'll leave you guys to it. This is really good timing because MasterChef starts in exactly 5 minutes. And I'm looking to see how these guys are going to cook these prickly pear cactuses. They're cooking cactuses tonight. So it's the first time I'm just kind of like, you know what? I'd be down to watch some MasterChef.
Super. All right. Cheers, Rebel. Thanks for joining us.
All right, good friends. Have a good day, yeah? Talk soon.
See you later.
So that was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Cheers, Revel. We've Revel joined the live with us. What now? 2 weeks ago, probably.
Yeah. And
got chatting, and we've been following him since, and he's been really supportive. So thanks for joining. And it's interesting for us because obviously he covers ads, and we don't cover that many ads. So just seeing a different perspective on things. So that's been really exciting. So we're going to skedaddle now off onto our masterclass.
Time for our masterclass. First masterclass of Morgan Brandon.
Forever. So we'll see how that goes. If we're crying in an hour's time, then
I've gone well.
We'll see how it goes. So thanks for joining on the live. Hope you enjoyed. If you're not a follower, then please follow us, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.